Peter the Great, the Tsar who modernized Russia. Peter the Great was one of the most important rulers in Russian history. He was born on June 9, 1672, in Moscow, Russia. His birth name was Peter Alexeyevich Romanov. He became Tsar of Russia in 1682, ruling first with his half-brother Ivan V, and later ruling alone from 1696 until his death in 1725. Peter grew up during a time when Russia was very traditional and isolated from the rest of Europe. From a young age, he showed great interest in how things worked. Ships, weapons, and science fascinated him. He was not content with old customs. He wanted to understand how the modern world operated. When he was still young, Peter began to study military training and learned about shipbuilding. He believed that if Russia could master navigation and trade by sea, it would become a stronger and richer nation. In his 20s, Peter did something no Russian ruler had done before. He traveled secretly across Europe, pretending to be an ordinary worker. He visited countries like the Netherlands and England, where he learned about shipbuilding, science, and government. He worked in shipyards, learned how modern armies were organized, and studied the way Western nations developed their industries and education systems. When Peter returned to Russia, he decided to bring those same ideas home. He began a complete transformation of Russian life known as Peter's Reforms. Peter changed almost every part of Russian society. He modernized the army, creating a professional and disciplined military. He built a navy from nothing, making Russia a new power on the seas. He restructured the government, creating new departments to improve organization and control. Peter also introduced Western customs. He ordered Russian nobles to cut their beards, wear European-style clothing, and study science and foreign languages. He encouraged education, established schools, and brought skilled workers from other countries to teach new skills. Peter's goal was clear. He wanted Russia to compete with the great powers of Europe. One of Peter's greatest achievements was the founding of St. Petersburg in 1703. He built it on land captured from Sweden during the war near the Baltic Sea. The city was built on swamps, and thousands of workers died during construction. But Peter was determined to make it the new capital of Russia. He called St. Petersburg his window to the West because it connected Russia to Europe by sea and trade. In 1712, the Russian government officially moved from Moscow to St. Petersburg. Peter also focused on strengthening Russia's position in Europe through war. He fought the Great Northern War against Sweden, which lasted more than 20 years. The most important battle, the Battle of Poltava in 1709, gave Russia a major victory. This success made Russia one of the leading powers in Europe. After the war in 1721, Peter took the new title of Emperor of all Russia. From that moment, Russia was recognized as an empire. Although Peter was a successful reformer, he ruled with a strong hand. He demanded total obedience and often punished those who opposed him. Even his own family was not spared. His son, Alexei, was accused of plotting against him and died in prison. Peter worked tirelessly for his country, but his health began to fail in his later years. He died on February 8, 1725 in St. Petersburg at the age of 52. By the end of his life, Peter had completely changed Russia. He turned it from a mostly isolated kingdom into a modern European empire. He built a strong navy, reformed the army, expanded trade, improved education, and established a new capital that still stands today. Peter the Great is remembered as a determined and visionary ruler. He was strict and sometimes cruel, but his leadership reshaped the future of Russia forever. This was the story of Peter the Great, the Tsar who modernized Russia. you for watching Legacy Lens, where we explore the lives that shaped history. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from the past that built our world.